But I will tell you one thing, as time is passing, I'm having conversations daily with sellers, and people are getting more and more worried as time passes because we thought rate hikes would stop. We thought maybe there'd be potential cuts to rates. What's going on, everyone? My name is Danish Abbasi. I'm a real estate agent and investor based in Hamilton. Today, I wanted to kind of tell you about what's going on in the market right now. We're in July of 2023. And the last 6 months has been a roller coaster, to say the least, because everything's going up, down, up, down. So, I've been having a lot of conversations about this stuff. So I thought I'd just make a video on it and let you know what's going on in the city, some of the positives, negatives, things to look out for, and things for investors, especially, that they could focus on, and just kind of like the trends that are appearing in the market right now. So just starting off, I want to kind of talk about like pricing wise. We're obviously down quite a bit from 2022 peak where, we were at all-time highs. Right now, we're probably somewhere around like 15 to 20% below that number. The very bottom of the market was, from what I recall, and even statistically, was around November, December of 2022. That was like when people were getting smoking deals. I had clients getting deals that are now appraising like 70, 80K higher. But from that point on, now where we're sitting, we're probably at, let's say, 10 to 15% from that December low, right? So things have been going up and down, and it's crazy because the interest rate is now higher. So even though the rates are at their highest, when you compare it apples to apples, even to like 20, 30 years ago, with the amount of debt we have, people are still paying more and the market is rising. And the reason for that is because of supply issues. So there's not enough inventory on the market. People are not listing homes because some people have locked in rates. The ones that haven't, a lot of times they've owned the home for a long time. Maybe, unlike a lot of people did not all refinance and they have low mortgages, so they can ride it out. But I will tell you one thing, as time is passing, I'm having conversations daily with sellers, and people are getting more and more worried as time passes because we thought rate hikes would stop. We thought maybe there'd be potential cuts to rates sometime in the summer, fall. But now that we had a recent rate hike, everyone's worried because we know very well that once there's a rate hike, there has to be this period where the Bank of Canada needs to see the result of that rate hike. So we're probably pushing back a further rate cut another 6 months to a year. So now people are worried about riding this out, and they're wondering if there will be more rate hikes, which the BOC has obviously signaled that there might be, depending on where we end up with inflation. But in terms of the Hamilton market, it's been unaffected by that recent rate hike in June. So there's still a good amount of offers, but traditionally, the spring is hot season. The summer, it cools down a little bit, but it's still, pretty much like everyone's out and about. There's still sales happening, and then the fall things pick up again. So we're kind of following that trajectory right now. One thing I have noticed is turnkey homes that are nicely done, that are well priced for today's market, they're going for asking or even more. Now, rundown homes, when we're talking about like properties that investors are chasing, if it's more simple projects, like we're just talking single family homes that people might want to add a second unit into, those are hot as well. People are fighting over them. But where people are kind of avoiding properties or projects are the bigger ones where there's a lot of issues, there's a lot of uncertainty, and that's kind of where the money is. It sounds crazy, but people have to take on bigger projects to find good deals nowadays because people are avoiding those big rentals because they're worried that if they get into a project where there's a big rental, if something goes wrong, what if the market drops further? Maybe they're going to do a refi or they're flipping the property and it might not work out because there's like these 3-month cycles where things are changing constantly. But that's where the deals are if you're going on the market, right? Those properties where it needs a lot of work, people don't know exactly what they're getting into fully, or maybe it's just a bigger project like a commercial building with a lot more square footage, or these residential properties where, like there's damages or they're really outdated, they've been vacant for like a year. Those are going for really solid prices sometimes. So you can still find these deals on the market, but you got to be ready to play and take on those projects. In terms of the rental market, it's been crazy. Things picked up again. There's obviously not enough supply. We still have a lot of immigration happening. Rental rates probably went up another, I would say like 5-10% from last year. I had a client who had a basement 2-bed that was like 600 to 700 square feet go for 2,100. And then they had an upper level rent out for 2,500, which was, I believe it's a 3-bed unit. So those numbers are crazy considering like we were at probably, I don't know, like 66, 70% of that in like 2019, 2020. So the rental market is on fire, even in Hamilton, and that's not gonna change. There's not enough units. There's more immigration, so everything's working against each other. The good thing that Hamilton has done, and this is where, again, the opportunities lie, is they've become more and more friendly with zoning. So 2 years ago, the city was like very restrictive, even on adding secondary units. Like you had to have 700 square feet minimum to even do a basement unit. So a lot of properties were disqualified from that. Now, you fast forward to 2023, we're allowed to add up to 4 units on any residential lot. The parking restrictions are very laxed. For up to 3 units, you need 0 parking or the existing parking. So you could put 3 units in any home and have no parking. Right? If you have 4 units, you need an extra parking for the 4th unit. But that's going to change a lot. But again, those are the bigger projects. That is where the money is. The city's friendly towards it, but it's just not happening fast enough. The building's not happening fast enough, and there's a lot more capital requirements. And then even on the bigger conversion or like commercial side, the city's being more and more friendly with the zoning on that side as well, which they've been doing for a long time. Since they proposed the LRT, they have a lot more friendly zoning, but you know, they're giving out grants. They're really trying to make it easier for people to infill lots. So there's more densely populated areas that are getting developed, and there's more units put into those areas that can support the amount of people coming in. I don't want to say it's too late to do that, but it's just like, the amount of input, like the amount of people coming in, whether it's people domestically or people internationally versus what's becoming available, is just working against itself. It's just not making sense. And also, because of all these rate hikes, people are taking on less projects. Investors have slowed down, especially smaller investors. They're not taking on duplex conversions anymore. They're not taking on the bigger projects. Bigger builders, from what I heard, they've cut down quite a bit. There's not as much building happening. And we're gonna see even more effects of that as time passes, because some of those projects are supposed to be ready maybe a year or 2 from now. So we'll see where things go. Long story short, there are opportunities if you have funds, and if you're simply just looking to move or you're buying your first investment property, you can still get pretty decent deals. But if you're an investor that's actively looking to flip, or you know, you're looking to build out a portfolio, you got to be careful with the smaller properties, especially like duplex conversions. You're going to want to go minimum like 3 units and up. Those properties, there's still opportunities. And the good thing is you don't have a lot of competition on those because people are shying away from them. And if you go even bigger, that's where a lot of money is, right? With the bigger conversions, and Hamilton zoning is very friendly. So you can find opportunities. You just got to work with the right people and look for the right things and have cash. Honestly, more than anything, the more money you have, the better deals you can do. Right? It sounds simple, but that's just the truth. So if you are looking for opportunities, reach out to me, right? I always come across opportunities, whether it's on market, off market, through other investors. I have a network built out. I'm an agent and investor in the area. I can definitely help you out. And, you know, I always send out deals to people through my newsletter. So I'll definitely attach a link to my website below. You can definitely reach out to me through there. And, you know, I look forward to speaking with you.